know in the chat if you have questions. We'll go ahead and get started with Trace Travers.
Yeah, Coach, good to see you this morning. One thing that Coach Wilcox mentioned a lot yesterday was the tackling from Sunday. Just how much have you guys been able to work on that since, seeing as many missed tackles as you did?
Yeah, that's been a theme that I think this group has been speaking about as well, in seeing how the rest of the landscape is playing. We tackle in practice, and we continue, to work on tackling in practice. Yesterday, we worked on some big tackling drills, in a lot of space and finding ways to find some more contact within the structure of practice. So, we have to get our legs underneath us. It's good to get everybody back together, and we'll continue to emphasize tackling. We'll find new ways to emphasize tackling when misses kind of show themselves, and try to identify the best ways to correct those.
Yeah. Did you see it as more of a guys being out of position issue, or was it a technique issue of not having done it enough?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, sometimes when there's tackling issues, there's also space issues. A couple of them, I think, was just getting guys in the ground. I can think of, a couple off the top of my head that, some of our better players are in as good a position as you're going to find yourself in. And we just need to continue stress finishing the plays.
Yeah. And with that, how do you feel like the defensive line performed despite being laid off all that time, separate from the team?
I thought Coach Brownie did a great job of getting them ready to go. The whole group battled, and for the circumstances in which they were in, we're all very proud of their effort and the resiliency that they displayed in the game.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to David Bush, Bear Insider.
Hi, Coach. Again, this week you'll be up against a really, really good running back. What do you see in Jefferson, and what makes him so effective?
I think offensively they do a really nice job of working to his strengths. I think he's a really nice kind of a slashing style of runner. And the offensive line, Coach Mihalacek does a great job of, you watch some of the combos and some of the scoops and some of the different ways those guys are work their combination blocks, and it's you can tell they're a well-coached bunch. And Jefferson is a strong, powerful inside runner, and it's outside zone, it's inside zone. There's a little bit of gap scheme, so they do a nice job with some formations and moving the back around a little bit to create some good angles for the offensive line. And then he's a talented player, like you said.
And the quarterback, he played a little bit last year, and now you've got a game to look at him. What did you see, and what do you see in him?
He's distributing the ball. He's doing a good job in some of the zone concepts of going through the progressions and delivering the ball. And I think for what they're doing offensively, they're trying to establish the run, and then kind of develop that identity of what they're going to be in the drop back pass game, and what the quick game is going to continue to develop into.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to Trace Travers.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Oregon State's tight end group. Seems like they've been relatively productive in the early going. What have you seen from, the Coach Musgrave's nephew and Quatoriano, I believe is the other one?
Yeah, I think the running back group for Oregon State and the tight ends are a really talented group, both 84 and 88. They're on the field quite a bit together in 12 personnel. Luke, for a person his size, does a really nice job of stretching the field. He's a really big target, and they're finding ways to target him in the pass game. And then 84 does a nice job at the point of attack, and they kind of go back and forth week to week on getting those guys involved in the running game. So the running backs and the tight ends are something that I think is the strength of their group, and they do a nice job of utilizing the position.
Have they been a majority 12 personnel team this year?
They have not been a majority. Okay. It's 12 is not their lead group. But you know, you have seen them. They will feature it in some normal down and distance situations to get both those guys on the field.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Hey, Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
Yeah, Trace touched upon it, but what is the significance of having the defensive lineman there for practice all week?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different layers to that. You know, we went through 3 game plans from the Washington to the Arizona State to the UCLA without a position group. You know, so it's that part of the communication. It's the linebackers, you know, seeing run blocks and run alignments and run fits. And it's the offensive line seeing it together. So the last 2 weeks, you know, we haven't had that opportunity to have that crossover. So to be able to have everybody together for the full week in terms of communication, alignment, assignment, and then be able to fit the runs and strain in the run game, it's just, you know, it could not be understated enough. It's nice to have all your players at practice,
And
at least all your positions.
And the significance of losing Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron is a disruptive player, and it's you know, it's unfortunate that he's not going to be able to be with us, but we expect a full and you know, pretty relatively fast recovery. So interior line right now, depth is not you know, not something we have, you know, 4 deep. So any injuries of experienced players, you know, it impacts the group.
Thanks.
Hey guys, does anybody have any further questions? Give you a couple more seconds in the chat. Okay,